Welcome to your ultimate hub for pet health essentials. I'm Dr. Jane and this is my gorgeous assistant here today, Billy, and we'll be sharing about the importance of pet health checks. Well, for a start, I think unfortunately owners only often take their pets to the vet when they're sick, which is actually not a good thing. We really encourage people to take their pets regularly to the vet. Obviously it depends on age and everything else, because the most important thing about a pet check is that the dog or cat gets examined thoroughly. Early detection of disease is key, so things can either be treated or at least if disease is present it can be slowed down and the pet can live a healthier and happier life. It's really important to get regular vaccinations and parasite control and preventative healthcare, which is tailored to age. And also a lot of these diseases are hidden. They are hidden under the surface and you don't actually know they're there. For instance, just a cat drinking a little bit more water or say a dog with early heart disease. And these can only really be detected when a vet does a thorough examination. Well, for a start, the vet normally starts at the front end and works their way to the tail. So they'll examine all the little bits and pieces of the dogs and cats, starting with the mouth, the ears, the eyes. Obviously feel the general body condition and check the vital signs such as heart rate, respiratory rate, temperature, pulse rate. They'll also check the colour of the dog as well, or the cat, because mucous membrane colour is a really important thing. The mouth is really important to check, as everybody should know. They also may recommend other things to do, depending on what they find. They may recommend a blood pressure measurement, or if they're worried about the eye, they may recommend further tests for the eye, such as eye pressure or testing for tear production. I think people need to understand that vets will examine every little bit and they'll do it in much more detail than possibly an owner will. And it's really important to do a comparison year on, year off. So obviously we'll keep a record that year and then the next year it comes back we'll be able to see if there's any differences. Well, the really common one is dental disease. I think one of the most biggest causes, if you like, of pain and suffering in animals is often bad teeth. And we don't realise it until actually the vet has a look in the mouth. And so, yeah, he's due actually for a dental next month, but don't tell him because he might get a little bit stressed. Billy also, I can use him as an example. He has heart disease. Billy has a murmur and he has to have regular heart scans to keep on top of his heart disease to make sure it's not getting worse. Kidney disease is another really common one. Both my old cats passed away with kidney disease, but due to early detection of disease, they lived a much longer, happier life. Other diseases are diabetes, dare I say it. Hong Kong is becoming a little bit more prone to diabetes. I think people and their pets are getting a little bit more chunky, and obviously cats in particular, when they're very sedentary, diabetes becomes a really high risk as they get older. So all these diseases can be detected either by clinical exam or by blood test or blood pressure measurement. Well, that obviously depends on the animal and the age. For example, puppies and kittens, they should be having regular checks at least every 4 weeks for their vaccinations. Normally vaccinations start around 6 to 8 weeks of age and then they'll finish around 16 weeks. When it comes to more senior pets, well, for instance, say 1 to 6 years of age, 7 years of age, they can probably, if they're healthy, have an exam every year together with their vaccinations and also discussion on flea and tick control, if it's a dog, heartworm prevention. When they get a little bit more senior, like Bill's is 11 and a half now, and obviously it really depends. Dogs become senior at different times. Everyone says 7 years, and it sort of is a rough estimate, but it is only an estimate. But they should probably, depending on their situation, have more regular checks, say every 6 months. Animals with specific diseases, be it a cat or a dog, probably should be checked more regularly. So it's very dependent, and obviously if you're not sure, then the best person to ask advice from is your vet. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm Dr. Jane and this was my able assistant Billy. We'd just like to tell you and remind you not to forget to like, subscribe and share to keep up with all these vital pet health tips.